Hello and welcome to my channel, Balkan Aesthetics. The title of today's video is NPCs with Degrees. So we are pretty familiar with the term NPC and what it means. It means non-playable character. It's used to describe a person who kind of just goes through the motions, doesn't have their own independent thought, and goes through life doing what feels right, or goes through life trying to just fulfill carnal desire, really living a life without meaning. And these types of people in general are the types of people who don't really know who they are. If you ask them who they were or who they are, and you tell them to strip away their name, their title, the degree they have, what they do for a living, you'd pretty soon figure out that most people are NPCs. That most people don't have a clue who they really are. And this is starkly seen with people that have high degrees, right? That are college educated. They take pride in their higher education. They take pride in their spot within the socioeconomic strata that's on the higher end, and they believe that's what gives them their identity. But the irony is that these same types of people who have these high-level degrees, they're the biggest NPCs of all. Because when you ask them to do any kind of independent thinking or to share an independent thought on something they haven't been told by someone else, they can't really give you an answer, right? They don't really have their own nuanced opinion on anything that would be of interest to you, right? These are the same types of people that I, would never invite to dinner at my place, right? These are the types of people you can't have a conversation over dinner with because they're going to bore you to death with their canned responses that they heard from someone else. And another reason why most people are NPCs is the fact that they don't belong to God, okay? There's videos around on YouTube that talk about how most people aren't going to heaven. And the reason for that is because most people do not come from heaven, right? You cannot go to a place you've never been, or you cannot return to a place that you did not come from in the first place. And that's what NPCs are. They are people that are just programs, right? You can look at the world we live in as just a matrix, right? And these people are the programs in that matrix. Now, some of them are more advanced programs, right? They know more about things that really don't matter. They're able to give you a facade of someone that has substance, but really they don't have any substance in the first place. They're just really good at faking it, right? These are your people like philosophers, for example. I'll give you one that people quote quite often, Nietzsche, right? Nietzsche is a philosopher that a lot of people like to talk about, and they say, oh, listen to what Nietzsche said and what Nietzsche said. Yeah, but most people don't know that Nietzsche went clinically insane. That dude ended up in a mental asylum. So I ask you this, what good was his philosophical insight if it led him into a mental asylum, for goodness sake? So this is why I'm telling you, even people like your philosophers are just NPCs. Because to be an NPC means you don't know who you really are. And the only way to figure out who you really are is to go to the one who made you in the first place. And that's God himself. This is why I tell any viewer of this channel that your walk with God is an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing refinement. You're gonna get days where you don't feel like God's really working in you. And you're gonna have days where you can really feel that God's doing something significant in your life, right? These are the ebbs and flows of your walk with God. And the main thing you should take away is that you should stick with God. You should stick with God, walking with God. And I'll tell you from personal experience, what I know today compared to what I knew a year ago, it's drastically changed. But you see, a person like myself, I'm not an NPC. To not be an NPC is to be open to hearing a new perspective and being open to discarding old perspectives that no longer serve you well. That's what the refinement process is all about. Your walk with God is discarding the old things that no longer serve you, because God's light is showing you new things about Him, or new things about who you are as a result of your walk with God. So just think of it as an ongoing refinement process. But these people out here that are NPCs, especially the ones that have the high degrees, just look at them this way. There's a Bible verse that says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. This is the vast majority of your NPCs. These people who think they know so much, but they don't even know who they are in the first place. So yeah, that's all I got for this video. If you'd like to give it a like, that'd be great. If you want to subscribe, that'd be lovely. If you want to leave a comment for any other future video you'd like me to do, I'd be happy to take that request. And as always, glory to God, and I'll see you in the next video.